Which is the best SUV? Is it the Sequoia or is it the 4Runner?
Well, they're two very different trucks, and they are trucks. They're both,
Yeah.
truck frames and all that stuff. But the Sequoia is all new, and the 4Runner has been around since I think the first Star Wars movie.
Yes. And it's still on sale in its current form.
Yeah, it is.
So how about this? That bright orange solar octane Sequoia. I want to show you. And how about this? How about we go point for point, compare the two, so you can decide for yourself which SUV would you buy?
I think it's pretty simple.
What?
Mine. Let's have a look.
4Runner?
Yeah, come on. Let me show you.
Well, dude, so here's the 4Runner.
Yeah.
By the way, full disclosure, this one belongs to our colleague and friend Grant.
Which is why we only bashed it a little. Yeah.
And it is a 2018, but it might as well be a 2023, right?
Pretty much everything that you see on here, you can get on here. This is the SR5. It's not the top of the line TRD off-road, but we're not talking about its off-road capability. We're talking about some basic numbers and essentially the drivetrain, which is identical to the one that currently is being built.
Right. Why don't you pop the hood? So
I shall pop the hood.
So we can talk about this, the powertrains and the chassis. So, like Nathan was saying, the 4Runner has truck roots, right? I mean, frame, it's got a solid rear axle. Let's take a look at this engine together.
Ooh, that 4-liter goes way back. That's older than Tommy.
Yes, V6 in a 5, is that true, 5-speed?
5-speed automatic transmission. One of the few vehicles that's currently being built new that has a 5-speed automatic as, well, it's only transmission.
So, camera guy, come over just a sec, because I want to show this. Grant bought this. This is almost, what, 4.5 years old?
Yeah.
And look how clean it is. I mean, Grant did a really good job, finding this one.
Yes, he did, and he got a really good deal on it. It's really the perfect vehicle for Colorado if you need to hold heavy things, and because the payload's pretty good, and do some light off-roading. This is your truck.
Well, what about speed and efficiency? So why don't we talk about a few numbers, and also let me pop this hood.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get this one first.
I will say that the color is absolutely incredible. Just to me, this truck looks better in person than the Tundra. Just saying, it's my personal opinion.
I agree, dude.
He agrees, and he's the truck dude.
Yeah, the way they did the front bumper, I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Here, and let's look under the hood, because
Does the hood go up any higher?
No.
Okay, so
you know why?
Why?
You know why? Because
You never need to go under here?
Yeah, Toyotas never break.
Well, this one goes up a lot higher. Why is this one so high?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Don't put them hands.
I'm not close.
Okay.
To this. So here's the thing: 270 horsepower.
Yeah.
Ish. 473 horsepower.
Yeah, but that's got an electric motor and turbochargers.
Well, that's the point, dude. So this is basically a supersized 4Runner.
Right.
That's amazing. Well, let me show you.
It's got a 10-speed automatic, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got half.
So you double the number of gears.
Yeah.
You have 2 turbochargers instead of 0.
Yeah.
You have an electric motor. You can kind of see some of the high voltage cables in orange back there.
That motor is sandwiched in between the transmission and the engine, right?
Right. So here's the thing. This weighs a lot less.
Yes.
So I think this is about like 5,000 pounds-ish, maybe 5,100 pounds, right?
Yeah.
This weighs 6,200 pounds. 1,000 pounds more.
But it's a full-size truck. This is technically like a mid-size truck. Completely different principles here. And the irony is that both of them can technically hold the same amount of passengers. You can get a third-row seat, although I wouldn't recommend it in the 4Runner. What I will say is that the 4Runner itself has proven itself in terms of overall dimensions and capability and build quality to be an absolute rock, one of the most reliable vehicles you can buy currently from Toyota.
And we'll have to wait and see how reliable this will be, right?
We will indeed. Now, I do have some numbers here I wanted to throw at you guys.
Yes.
Are
you talking about efficiency?
No, because I don't care about that, but you do.
What? Okay, so actually in real world, guys, these two are almost identical as far as real world numbers.
Yeah.
I know the EPA numbers, you can look them up, right? That's about, 17 combined?
Yeah.
For a four-wheel drive, this is 20 combined. But really, in the real world, after you put your foot in this twin turbo, they're kind of similar.
Yeah, they come much closer, only within a mile or two from each other in terms of MPG. Just real world, Although this one does kind of tell you, I need to be accelerated hard because I like it. It likes going fast.
Yeah, well, we'll show interiors and kind of talk about that.
Well,
a
that
little bit
too,
more.
yeah. But I wanted to talk about, can we go to the back?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Now, first of all, there's a couple important things to remember. This has some unique qualities that not many vehicles in its class have. One of which is the fact that this can go down.
Can you use
That's
a
right.
key for it?
I can try. Let me
Okay.
hand you the key.
Okay.
And yeah, there we go. Here's the key.
Let me see, because I know you can do it from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that locked it.
I think there you go.
Oh, dude, 4Runners are known for this.
This is super cool. And this is something you cannot do in very many other, well, you used to be able to do it in a lot of vehicles, but nowadays not so much.
Including the Sequoia.
Yeah,
I'll
this-
show that to you in a second.
Yeah, the Sequoia doesn't do that.
Well, how about space?
So this is an important thing to show. So I wanted to talk about the overall, have a look on the inside too.
Yeah,
That's
let's
a
look.
nice clean setup. That is rather cavernous. And there's a reason why that's an important thing, because overall space, now check this out,
Yeah.
in your vehicle, in the Sequoia, maximum cargo space is 86.9 cubic feet.
Okay, that's pretty much.
Uh-huh,
That's a lot.
it's okay. This one's 89.7.
Almost
is-
the same?
No, this is more.
This is more?
More.
How's that possible?
I've triple checked these numbers.
Well, let me get in. Let me get in.
So there's a really good reason, and it has to do with where you're sitting right now.
Why? What?
Because the third row seat, even if you got this with a third row seat, it would change a little bit.
Yeah.
But because the third row seat inside the Sequoia, and you'll see in a bit, comes up so high, and everything folds flat, it takes up a lot of the cargo space that's inside. You have a lot of space here that's usable. You fold down these seats, it folds down pretty flat.
Yeah,
You have
well-
a lot of cargo space in here.
Let me fold these down.
Okay, here we go. Cue the music.
Well, there's no music. Wait, I'm stuck. Okay, hold on.
Grant,
no,
just
no,
so you
I
know.
got it. I got it. I got it. Wait.
He's the truck specialist. Look at him go.
Okay, I folded this.
You're being timed.
Oh, there.
Okay. There it is. Okay.
There.
So relatively flat. I mean, there is a little bit of a kink that bounces up there, but if you look at the space in here, check this out. That is a high roof. That is a low floor. A lot of usable space. Now let's go look at your truck.
Yeah, but here's my question, right? Perfect for 5. Mm-hmm. What about 7 or 8 people?
Yeah, so I actually drove one of these a couple years ago that had the third row option. And at the time, my son was 8, and a little guy, and he really didn't fit very well. It was good for brief jaunts. And the problem is that it takes up interior space.
So here's the thing about newer vehicles, right? A lot is done by buttons. So,
Oh, for crying out loud.
so right? Right, Nathan?
Yes,
So
buttons.
hold this.
Well, aren't you going to pop the glass first? Okay.
I will. I just wanted to see if I could hit you in the head. Okay. Oh no! Watch out! I'm lowering it.
It would have stopped.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So down it goes.
So here was the big controversy, right? The Sequoias redesigned. This is, Sequoias are, they weren't built in big numbers.
No, they never sold in big numbers.
Yeah, but now they might be because they're now built in San Antonio, Texas.
The same line as the Tundra.
Check this out. Bam. Bam.
So
not quite the same thing.
no, and not a very big opening too. If you look here, the opening is kind of small, but the benefit of this
Yes.
is if you have a really long piece of wood and you do not want to have it hanging out of the back with all of the tailgate open, you can drive with this and have the wood popping out or some other component hanging out. So that's good. And
Also, there's a rear camera, mirror camera here. And the segment leader in the full-size SUV segment, of course, is a Chevy Tahoe.
Right.
Chevy Tahoe has a very similar orientation, right? You can
Yep.
pop the glass.
I think the Chevy's wiper's up there.
Yeah, and in this case, the wiper is down here.
Right. I'm fine with it either way, personally.
So now I want to show you my cargo magic.
Okay, now while you show the cargo magic, I'm going to reiterate what I have written here.
Yes.
According to my notes, and as I said, I've triple checked this.
Yes.
This vehicle, its maximum cargo capacity is 86.9 cubic feet.
Okay.
And this is why.
But look.
Look how much space that takes up because it can't fold into the floor because there's a solid axle down there.
But it's removable.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Hold on.
It is?
Hold on.
I thought it slid.
This is fancy. So first of all, power operated, right?
Yes.
hold this.
Yeah.
Then check this out, Nathan. It has a movable shelf.
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
See? Okay, so movable shelf. And look, it folds out this way. And Toyota rates this shelf at 200 pounds.
That almost can hold me.
I mean, 220 pounds.
It's still okay. So, and this will go all flat once you fold those seats, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
let me fold those.
See what I mean by cargo space? Okay, so those
This tumbles.
Yes.
Or goes like this.
right. Now show me again how the rear seats completely come out.
Yeah. So let me work on this. And this is real time. Okay. This is real time. So I'm kind of nervous because what if I forgot how to do it?
Now, while he's doing that, I should mention a couple things. This powertrain is not unique to this vehicle. They all Sequoias come as the hybrid with the twin turbocharged V6 and the 10-speed automatic transmission.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad you're not struggling though. That's awesome.
Oh, they do slide.
Told you.
What? Ta-da!
So this is the reason why that the overall cargo space in this is actually slightly under that of the 4Runner. Now, we're not trying to say that that's a bad thing. It makes a lot of sense. In order for this vehicle to exist, they had to actually bring back the solid rear axle and a lot of the other components that are inside the Tundra. That's how Mike Swears was actually able to keep this thing alive. And we're grateful for that because I dig the way it looks. And Andre proved that off-road on dirt, he's Petter Solberg.
Yes, but here's a big thing. Well, I'm not quite Petter.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, but here's a big thing, right? We talked about, the 3-row seating. We talked about some of the, thank you, some of the, ease of use. And let me raise this up again. But it's about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I mean is it's about towing. And hidden behind here is a hitch. I'm not going to show it to you right now.
No, we're not going to tear that off.
But there's a video we'll link in these videos down below.
Now, now here's the important thing. My vehicle tows up to 5,000 pounds.
Measly.
It is. It is. Let's rotate so we have a little sun in the right spot. This is what, over 9,000, isn't it?
Yeah. So the base new Sequoia 2-wheel drive will tow up to about 9,500 pounds.
But this one?
9,000 still, and this is the top of the line TRD Pro.
So because of the 4-wheel drive and all the other stuff, the suspension, that's why.
And also unique suspension. And of course, you could buy similar trim levels right across the board between the 4Runner and the new Sequoia. The new Sequoia only have this, the new luxury trim, the capstone, right? And the 4Runner currently does not, but it might eventually in its future.
Well, the 4Runner at this place doesn't seem like it's going to die anytime soon. Now, we've been hearing rumors about them changing it, but look, they're selling every one they sell. Not only are they selling every one they build, but there is still a line for 4Runners now, which makes sense because it's a solid, reliable, old school vehicle. And some people want that, and some people want something like this. Big change in price, though.
Yes, let's talk about it on the inside. Look, can we jump in the 4Runner?
We can jump. Oh, the 4Runner? Yeah. So the camera guy's going to jump into
the rear seat.
Rear seat. Sorry, bro. In you go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, thunking around. Now, it should be noted that our buddy Grant is 19 feet tall. He is the tallest TFL person.
And you thought we were tall. We're not.
He's really tall. He's
not.
He's what, 6'4", 3"?
I guess
He's got to be over 6'3".
So that's why the seat is like all the way back.
I feel short. Okay, key. So old school.
So still has a key. Okay, well that's not bad.
Okay, it's all started. Make sure. Okay, a lot of things in here that are super, super dated, but not necessarily bad, depending on your perspective. So these large chunky knobs and dials and everything else, I actually really like this for the air conditioning system.
Four-wheel drive controller down here.
All very simple. Now, if you get the more off-road capable versions of this vehicle, there will be some components up here that will allow you to do some additional off-roading, but this does have the A-Track system.
Yeah, which is actually Tommy showed. I'll link that. Tommy showed this in a video specifically showing exactly how the four-wheel drive system works.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll link that. We'll link towing videos that I've done with the Sequoia, some other reviews of the 4Runner. And what do you think? I mean, I know it's dated, but I think it's okay.
Doesn't it feel like you're sitting in something that's kind of anachronistic and also like military? It's like a tank. Not because of the window, it just feels solid, right?
Yeah, I agree. And this is why Toyota is still selling over 100,000 of these approximately every year. And this is how old this built. I mean, this generation of the 4Runner.
Ancient.
It's like 10 or 12 or more years, right? So
yeah, if you want to backtrack that far. And they still haven't replaced the 4-liter engine, which is in here. This is the only vehicle that Toyota sells in the United States that still has that 4-liter engine.
And this is the only 5-speed.
I think it's the only 5-speed
as far as I understand.
anybody puts in a vehicle at all. Infotainment setup, very simple, small screen here, nothing compared to obviously the new one. However, there's something that I really like. Real buttons. Real buttons, those are real buttons. Grant, I'm gonna press my phone. There. I'm not gonna actually press the button. Anyway, buttons here too. That is, for some people, really important because...
And the tuning knob.
It's real simple tuning
Very
knob.
refreshing.
Yeah. So, wanted to show you the interior. Now we're going to go right to the interior of the Sequoia.
Yeah, let's jump in there.
Where everybody will be more comfortable. All right. By the way, I don't know if Andre showed this, but this is kind of like... I don't quite know what this pattern is. What's this pattern called on the plastic?
It's a little like camo.
Kind of camo-ish? Kind of like it. Normally I don't, but I kind of like it. All right, in we go. Oh, yeah. Well, definitely more space. And I think that...
So, first of all, more width in this vehicle.
I mean, you and I have an extra 6 inches between our shoulders, I'd say.
So we don't have to like rub elbows.
Yeah, we don't, no man touching.
Yes. And we have, not a true panoramic sunroof, but hey, this works. And then, of course, this button is red because it's a TRD model, right? TRD Pro.
Now, there's some props I want to give Toyota right here, and you're actually touching one of them. That's
oh, really?
Right? Yeah. These are real toggles. These are real buttons. Here, and here. I do like that. However, using everything else on this screen does require you just to hit the screen buttons. And we're still not weebing TFL in general. Yeah. We're not 100% sure whether or not this whole infotainment system, screen, or just the system itself works for us or not. You know what I mean?
I've been thinking about this for quite some time.
I bet you have.
Because actually, I've taken this to Moab recently with Roman, and the video is still coming. So stay tuned to TFL Off-Road channel and also alltfl.com. So I've had about 800 miles behind my belt.
Okay.
And I thought about this. So first of all, the seat cushion, the bottom, is a little bit stiff for me too.
That reminds me of the same one that's in the Tundra.
Yeah, so basically, it is a Tundra SUV, so to speak. The wheelbase of this one is a little bit, of course, short than the Tundra, but it's still about a foot longer than the 4Runner.
Yeah.
That's why I look at the space in the back. Look at the legroom and, the entire space here.
So it's important to mention that although there is more space in legroom, that the legroom is at an unusual cost, especially in the third row. And that's because, once again, there's no sunken area there because of the rear axle, the way
and
it's
also
shaped.
the battery, because this is a hybrid. This is a hybrid after all.
The battery sits behind the second row?
Kind of in the floor area here.
Okay.
So see, this is why the floor is a little bit raised in the middle here.
Gotcha.
So, but here's what I was thinking. So, seating position aside, it depends on the body type, right?
Right.
But the system, I think, is really, really great. You can ask it questions. Voice recognition, all that works pretty well. But look, here's my example. When I click on the vehicle tab, I want something more than just, my average speed and history of my driving. By the way, I was pretty happy with my accelerator. And
so you average 17.9 miles per gallon?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I want something more. The system is great. There's a lot of real estate. Why don't they put like an image of the truck so I can learn about different aspects of it, or an owner's manual, in detail, or, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but don't you have a lot of that information right in front of you?
Well, I do have a digital screen.
Yeah, and that digital screen has a ton of information.
But why? Here's a question. Why not here? What? I mean, when you're not moving.
No,
then
no,
I'm saying,
yeah.
how about this? How about a way to manage my trailers? I know they make this. You see, look, I'll show you.
Okay.
On the left here in the gauge cluster,
Yeah.
there is a way to look at your trailer information.
Mm-hmm.
But why is it so tiny? And why can't I see my history of how many miles I towed?
Okay, so you want that on this display screen.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I have a phone number for you to call.
What? Who?
Our friend. So anyway, I get what you're saying, but you still get the information, a lot of it.
But I could.
you want to see
more.
you want to see more.
Toyota. So if you can update this, in a later year, we want more, or at least I do.
You do.
More information. There's a trailer brake controller, by the way, here.
Yeah, which I think we both agree it's great that it has it integrated.
Yes.
Is that standard?
Well, when you get the towing package.
Yes.
And also, look at the mirrors.
The mirrors are awesome.
Towing mirrors.
I think that the location of the trailer brake controller is a little bit too close to my knee for me to be happy.
Yeah. Also, it's behind the steering wheel.
Can't quite see it.
Yeah. So
right.
You have to
it would be better if it were up here, like some of the competitors have it up and a little bit more visible. Yeah, but remember, this was built in order to make sure that the Sequoia name survived. If you think about it.
Yeah. And that's why it shares so much with the Tundra, right?
Right. So for better or for worse, perhaps, is the way to put it.
So now we got to talk about price and wrap up.
Why aren't you listening to Ozzy's Boneyard? What is up?
We can do that.
Oh, okay.
We can do that.
All right. Well, anyway, let's talk about price because that's a major difference.
Yeah. So here's maybe the major deciding factor, right? Mm-hmm. So we talked about the Sequoia being, of course, larger, as you can see. It's quicker.
Oh, yeah.
I think we both agree. Even though this is a heavier vehicle, it has so much torque, 583 pound-feet of it.
Yeah, and there's no lag up here because between the electric motor and the two turbochargers, this thing just launches by. That one's really sucking for air and has to struggle.
Especially tire elevation.
Exactly, that's my point.
Yeah, and this tows a lot more.
Yes.
9,500 pounds or 9,000 pounds for this one
in this trim.
Versus 5,000 for that one.
Which is pretty much across the board for, yeah.
But then there's price. Yeah. And they don't intersect. Sometimes manufacturers have their SUVs intersect in price.
Right.
Where one starts, the other one leaves off.
Right, where you can actually find a bottom point and then a top point. One actually gets to, say, 50 or 60,000, and then boom, up goes the other one. That's not the case.
Yeah. So let's talk about it outside.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay.
Your engine's still running.
Oh, see, it's
so quiet. Yeah, I know. It's a hybrid. It's quiet. It doesn't do much. Yep.
So I wrote this down, Nathan, because I
That's good because my notes are.
I
can't even read my own writing right now.
I couldn't remember everything. So the 2023 4Runner starts 4x4 starts at 40,180.
Okay.
Okay. Relatively affordable if you can find one.
If you can find one.
TRD Pro 4Runner for 2023 starts at 54,000. Okay, but the basic 4x4 Sequoia, brand new one, starts at 61,300. There's a huge, there's a gap between these.
I'd say
price.
It's a bit of a disparity. Now, what about this one as it sits?
That's $80,000 with every option. It's a TRD Pro.
TRD Pro. So is this
80?
And it's not even the very top of the line. There is one step higher.
Well,
two steps higher.
Well, the capstone.
The capstone.
The capstone and the Pro actually kind of at the same area.
Are they really? I thought the capstone would be more expensive because it's got all the luxury and
different focus though. You know what I'm saying? Capstone is 22s and leather everywhere and just really a lot.
Why would they put leather outside?
Inside. I mean,
okay.
Inside.
Sorry. So obviously the prices are going to be different. Obviously the weights are different. Very interesting to note though that this is a super popular vehicle. Yet, what a lot of you guys may not know is that the older version of this is considered one of the most reliable vehicles you can buy.
Longest lasting.
Longest lasting. We actually did a video on that.
Yes. So here's my bottom line, dude. If you have a bigger family, maybe 5 or 6 people in your family or friends, right? This could work for you. But unfortunately, it's a little bit compromised in the cargo space. So you really have to figure out what you want. Do you want to carry more people or stuff? But you could always put a tent on top as well.
Yeah, it's got a roof rack, which is rare for SUVs.
No, but the platform, do you see that platform? It's level.
I agree it is. Okay, so this is still here. They've been building these for years and for good reason. And they just make stupid money on these because they paid for everything, right? Stampings are all paid for, all that's paid for. And as far as we know, at least for the immediate future, 4Runner is going to be around for a while. So do you get something trusty and old but a lot cheaper, or do you get something that's a lot more expensive but has all the newest tech? That's one of many questions that we have yet to answer.
Yes, so we want to know what you think. Do you like the new Sequoia? Would you improve it in some ways? Or would you tell Toyota, how would you do the next generation of the 4Runner?
I would take what's under here
Yes.
and shove it in here.
Yeah. That would be really fast,
This
dude.
thing would be an awesome, oh my God.
Okay.
It would be amazing.
Well, there you have it, guys. And as always, alltfl.com is where you'll find everything automotive in one place.
We'll see you next time.